Fairhope, Alabama is without a doubt the hottest, most talked about city in the entire state of Alabama.
And we get a lot of calls and emails asking what makes it so great. And the big one, what is it like living in Fairhope, Alabama?
Fairhope is growing every single day. So in this video, we're gonna share with y'all what it's like living in Fairhope in 2023. These are real life testimonials you don't wanna miss. What's up? I'm Tony and this is Jess. We're a couple of local realtors, and if this is your first time visiting our channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell to be notified of each and every video we post. We dive into everything there is about living in Fairhope and the surrounding lower Alabama area. That being said, we know we want to get right to it, so here it is.
What's it like living in Fairhope, Alabama in 2023? So we're gonna tell y'all from a local's perspective. That's right, we're locals ourselves, not native, but we live here, eat, sleep, and play right here, and we plan on spending the rest of our days right here in Fairhope. The first thing that we have to mention is that Fairhope has to be the most charming city we've ever lived in. We have stunning flower arrangements lining the roads, this absolutely dreamy downtown area that's filled with clothing boutiques for your entire family. There's unique restaurants. One is even owned by our local celebrity, Panini Pete, who's been featured on the Food Network. We have trendy coffee shops, antique shops around every single corner, a marina, the very notable Fairhope Pier, and our very own French Quarter.
You also have a ton of bars, a downtown area where you can go bar hopping or grab some brunch mimosas.
When are you going bar hopping or grabbing mimosas?
I'm not, but if I could, I would. And it's definitely an option if that's your thing. My job is to let y'all know what we have here, so I'm doing just that. It's my job. Now, if you want to find me on my day off, you can meet me at the golf course, most likely in Rock Creek, because Lakewood is a little too rich for my blood, but I don't mind being invited there to play. After all, Southern hospitality is a real deal here, so if you want to invite me.
I feel like Tony's sending out an SOS to try and get an invite to go golfing or bar hopping right now.
If that's the case, I also like barbecue, golf snapper throats, pecan pie, and chicken and dressing.
All right, well, just bring me home a Fairhope float and some fried catfish and we'll be all right. Anyways, like I was saying, Fairhope is very picturesque with these vibrant floral arrangements on every single corner. Not to mention, they even have a floral clock. I'm talking like this huge giant floral clock made out of flowers, and it actually works. And we've also got the historic Fairhope clock, and that's a pretty big deal around town.
She's not kidding. This clock is pretty old, so it has to be repaired more often than not. And people are always whining, asking where the clock is and where it went or if it's coming back.
And there's trolls who just like to be funny, who will make posts saying that it's gonna come back a digital clock soon. And it's kind of funny. Our town has an old time feel and will remind you of Mayberry. It's like traveling back into time, but with modern touches and trendy flares.
This place truly is magical, and if you're a veteran, you'll recognize the city's appreciation for their vets, from their yearly Veterans Day parade to Veterans Drive, where there's American flags lined up every day to show their support. The town definitely goes above and beyond to pay their tribute to our veterans.
Which reminds me, last year we both had to run to Tony's school and Mercedes High School because they were both honoring Big Tony at their Veterans Day program. It feels really good to be a part of a patriotic community, and that was definitely a big reason why we chose to live in Fairhope, actually.
Yeah, right. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed, but I feel like that goes along with their Southern hospitality in general. Everyone is very welcoming and friendly here. When I'm standing in line at the store, when I get a flat tire on the side of the road, or when I'm meeting people for the first time, just overall, everyone is always warm and welcoming. And I can't tell you how nice it is to have people around who aren't just rude or inconsiderate all day. It's definitely a nice change of pace from inner city living, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't miss that at all. And the people we meet in Fairhope and the surrounding areas are the epitome of Southern hospitality. Don't believe everything you hear on other channels from people who don't even live here. Alabama folks are the nicest and most warm and welcoming people you'll ever meet. Making friends here is easy. You can even have a 20 or 30-minute conversation with your neighbors or at the grocery store, after church, or with someone who's doing work around your house. This is all part of that Southern etiquette. So don't be afraid to stop and say hello. No one is ever in a rush here. It's truly a beautiful thing. And another beautiful thing that we have to talk about is the weather.
Agreed. If you're someone who likes to enjoy the outdoors, come on down to experience the beautiful sunny weather and incredible coastal landscape of Fairhope, Alabama. From stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking to beach volleyball and fishing year-round, you'll find an abundance of outdoor activities to enjoy. And don't forget about all the amazing golf courses. Embrace the warmth and escape the cold weather. I'm telling you, you won't regret it.
Man, didn't you just mention golf courses?
You can never talk about golf enough, ever.
Yeah. Oh yes, you can. Those tee times cost money, pal.
It doesn't cost that much. And that leads me to the next topic. Living in Fairhope has some serious perks, and cost of living is for sure one of them. And sure, the median sales price is up 7.6%, but because we live in such a desirable area, it's still a steal compared to most places in the US, like California, which has a median home price of a whopping $761,000. Can you believe that? So when you're comparing to some parts of the country, mid-fours doesn't sound half that bad.
And that's just one state that's overpriced.
Yeah, there's a ton of other areas that are right up there with them.
Yep. Now, our neighbors across the bay may beg to differ because Mobile's median home price is in the low 200s, but you're paying for the location, the lifestyle, the experience. And of course, if you want to live in some of the more extravagant parts of town, like on Mobile Bay or say Colony at the Grand, then you can expect to pay a bit more or be higher than that $500,000 price point. But you'll still be getting a great deal because you'll be in paradise. Just ask any of our clients, I guarantee they'll agree.
Okay, so one thing I really wanted to talk about in today's video was the areas of Fairhope because it's so big. When our clients call us for the first time, they ask us so many questions about what's what and where's everything at. So I really want to dive in a little bit deeper on that so y'all can get a clear understanding on what it's like to actually live here. So let's pull up a map and show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, so when locals describe Fairhope, you're gonna learn that there's the east side of Highway 98 and the west side of 98, and then there's South Fairhope. All three have very, very different feels and offer something different. So west of 98 is where you've got downtown Fairhope. Homes here will be more expensive. You are 110% paying for the downtown Fairhope lifestyle. Owning a golf cart is a must because that's how everyone gets around town. You'll even see young kids and teenagers driving to and from ice cream shops or going over to the pier to meet up with their friends, and it's very wholesome.
Yeah, West Fairhope is full of houses with character. You've got the Fruit and Nut District that has so many charming cottages that are over 50 years old. This area got its name because the streets are all named after fruits and nuts like Pecan Street or Orange Street. Houses here can go for $600,000 to over $1 million. No two homes here are the same, and that's what I personally love about it.
Yeah, and you'll also find plenty of new construction homes on the west side, like Colony at the Grand. This is one of the most sought after neighborhoods at this current moment. This is a master plan community that comes with so many amenities. You will pay to live here though. Modest houses start in the high fives. The monthly HOA is up there, I don't know, around $700 maybe per month, but you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. Like they've got tennis courts, exercise facilities, several pools. They've got ponds and other resort-like amenities. You're also living on the same grounds as the famous Grand Hotel and the Lakewood Golf Course. This place is truly one of a kind.
I don't know, downtown is definitely a vibe too. I'll be honest with y'all though, because I always keep it 100. Some locals think anyone who lives on the west side of Highway 98 is kind of snooty. Again, this is just something I've heard. I don't personally live on the west side, but I spend a lot of time downtown and have plenty of friends, and I've never dealt with stuck-up people there ever.
I've heard that too, especially on the Facebook community pages, but I really don't agree with it. Sure, it is expensive to live there. So yeah, a lot of folks living there are wealthy, but that doesn't make them all stuck up. But let's cross over Highway 98 over to the very expansive west side of Fairhope.
Just as expansive because Fairhope is huge. As you can see from looking at the map, living in West Fairhope, you're gonna find a lot of subdivisions.
So west of 98 in Fairhope is gonna just feel different. I think the downtown atmosphere is really what makes the east side have that different vibe, and then Mobile Bay for sure. Living right on the water just hits you differently. It's very tranquil, and it's just like almost freeing in a way. So West Fairhope is gonna feel pretty ordinary. Lots of chains and grocery stores along 98, and just east behind all of them is gonna be houses on top of houses. Many of those homes will be priced more moderately than downtown and the east side of Fairhope, but there will still be some more extravagant subdivisions because this is Fairhope.
The further east you go, the more rural, I guess you could say, it becomes, but you still aren't out in the sticks per se. With the city growing so rapidly, so are grocery stores and amenities like doctor's offices. There's a Walmart and a brand new Aldi right in the heart of the east side of Fairhope too. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there are more subdivisions going up in these somewhat rural areas of East Fairhope, like the Estates of the Verandas and Fairhope Falls. These are just two popular ones off the top of my head. The Estates is super, super custom and offers 3-acre lots. And this subdivision is designed for people looking for equestrian-friendly properties. Lots are currently available starting for around $275,000. And then Fairhope Falls is a new subdivision that's also going up. These are gonna be your typical D.R. Horton homes. Beautiful finishes and upgrades, open floor plans with good community amenities like parks and a community pool. These houses are gonna start in the low 3s.
You'll also see many well-established communities within the east side of Fairhope with houses ranging from the low 3s all the way past over $1 million. Overall, East Fairhope is just a little bit more ordinary than the bustling downtown that is very full of character and excitement.
Let's not forget to mention that the town just approved a new project. Construction is to begin soon on a major project on Highway 181 near County Road 48 in the eastern part of Fairhope. The Fairhope City Council approved this new development, and it will include shopping and dining with residential space upstairs above the storefronts. This is gonna be a 10-acre boardwalk village, and it's gonna be super walkable, and it's supposed to be like a destination for visitors to like stroll in the streets within the complex without vehicle traffic. So,
but we want to try to pull people over to this side, and I think this is a good opportunity with the restaurants and the shopping.
This is like bringing downtown to the east side, and that's per the Fairhope City Councilman. So we're really excited about this. There's also going to be a boutique hotel, and then the developer plans to incorporate downtown Fairhope architecture into the overall design, and it will focus on bringing local and regional tenants. So the complex, which is tentatively expected to open by 2025, is something that the entire community is really looking forward to.
East side's moving on up.
Yeah.
And a lot of locals aren't crazy about this project, but our growing city needs it. Downtown Fairhope can only house so many people, and we need to spread out the restaurants and the love because the waits downtown can be insane. With all these new houses going up, so is the population. So this is a great addition to this area of Fairhope, in my opinion. They also said they're going to mirror the architecture of downtown, so it's gonna feel like, you know, downtown Fairhope-y.
Yeah, I think it's great too. That particular area has a Walmart, like you said, and an Aldi, the new Publix, and then some random shops and a gas station. So this project is really gonna brighten up the area so much and just infuse a lot of life into the city right there.
Okay, last we're gonna talk about South Fairhope. So to put in perspective just how big the city of Fairhope really is, if you're at the northernmost point in Fairhope on Highway 98, it'll take you 20 minutes and 12 miles to get to the most southern point on Highway 98. Our son played football at Barnwell Park, and we live on the opposite side of Fairhope. So driving there felt like a mission sometimes, especially during those 8 a.m. games, at least for us.
Yeah, you don't know. Those were some rough mornings for me. I was super pregnant this last year too, so we were always late.
I don't know. 8 a.m. Saturday is just like,
yeah, it's intense. Our daughter also has friends who live in South Fairhope who she goes to the same high school with. Some of them actually live 25 minutes from her house, and that's always so crazy to me because they're in the same school district, but they live so far away from us.
Yeah.
So when I drive her to her friend's house, it's 25 minutes there and 25 minutes back. It's a mission.
South Fairhope is where you feel like you're out in the sticks and kind of far from everything. There's a Dollar General, but getting to the Walmart or Publix might take you 15 to 20 minutes. There's a lot of homes on land with pole barns and horses and cows, and some of these properties go for $500,000 and up. There's a lot of different housing options out there.
But there's still subdivisions out there with modest homes, and those are priced for the high 2s, mid 3s sometimes. You're still living in desirable Fairhope, so you'll still expect to pay more for homes here, even the ones that are far out in the country.
Yeah, it's honestly so nice having all these options in Fairhope. You can be out in the quiet country, relaxing on some land away from neighbors, or with neighbors in a small subdivision, you have both options. Your kids will no doubt be out fishing till the sun goes down, riding four-wheelers and getting dirty. Your neighbors will be like family because that's just the Southern way, especially in Fairhope. And those are just a few of the perks of living here.
Yeah, in the southern part of Fairhope, everyone really knows everybody. You know who's driving next to you, and when some 16-year-old blows a stop sign, you know exactly which parent to call.
I'm calling your parents.
Believe it or not, this happens a lot. So you don't really get away with anything when you're living in a small community.
I've also noticed that a lot of folks who live in Southern Fairhope don't really frequent downtown as much either. Some say it's just not their style and they're more laid back. My family lives east of 98, but we're in downtown Fairhope almost daily. It's probably about a 5-minute drive from our house, so it's much easier and closer for us to get to. We actually chose our home for the sole purpose of being in a more central location so we could have easy access to the Eastern Shore.
I notice a lot of people in Southern Fairhope have been here forever and have actually witnessed the crazy growth of this town. And that's a big reason why they choose to stay in the southern part where it's still quiet.
It should still stay quiet down south for a while. The expansion is heading east, so expect a lot more action and growth in Fairhope.
All right, y'all, this was what it's like living in Fairhope, Alabama in 2023. And if you're ready to experience the magic of Lower Alabama, we're here to help you find the perfect place to call home. We know all the ins and outs of the local lifestyle, so we can help you uncover what you need and what you want.
Don't make the mistake of settling in the wrong spot because trust us, you won't be happy. But if you find the right fit, you'll be glad you planted your roots here. So let us help you make the most of your time in Fairhope, Alabama.
So give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we've got your back when moving to Lower Alabama. And until our next video, we'll catch y'all later.
See ya.